as Michael was saying,
Did he inspire
channeled
you?
me. I spent the whole day telling people, say, we got an anonymous report in a press article
Thank
that
you.
Donald Trump is going to give up.
Thank you. No way.
No, I don't think so. You need mental health treatment from one of Michael's counselors, if you believe that. So we are not assuming that these stories today about this heinous slush fund and about the settlement and then one free pass for Trump was not enough. They had to slap on another one, a little caboose. Well, we don't accept that. We're going to court. We're going to make sure we're representing some brave J6 prosecutors. We got a great team, Plotkin LLP, Washington Litigation Group, the Heafy Smith firm, and we're going to make sure that this settlement goes where it should. DOA.
There you go. There you go. No, I thank you, sir. The thing is what it is. And my mom always say, don't underestimate the thing in front of you. So that's what you did. You didn't underestimate it, right? You went out there and you pursued it. So on that point, Michael, going back to what we've been talking about a little bit here, how does this storyline line up with the other little bit of news today from the courts about this? You can fly the flag, 8647. Give me your thoughts on that. I have a feeling there are going to be a whole lot of 8647 flags flying on the mall. But you tell me what you think and how you understand this ruling that's come down from the court.
Well, look, after the indictment of former Director Comey, we did see a groundswell of support of people on social media promoting that photograph or working 8647 into their daily conversations. I was just the co-author of a lawfare piece where we very explicitly used the phrase 86 in reference to what DOJ did to the press releases relating to the January 6th prosecutions. This is a common term. The fact that something primarily used in restaurants and bars is now being weaponized, to use DOJ's favorite word, and leveraged as a means to prosecute people is just one more example of how something is very rotten at the RFK building where DOJ is headquartered. This was spurious when they did it to Jim Comey. It is spurious while they are doing it to protesters on the mall. And it'll be spurious when they continue to do it against whoever the Wheel of Fortune lands on next. There's no legal basis for these prosecutions.
The Wheel of Misfortune, sir. To say the least. This Department of Justice, they are acting in a way that is, shall we say, for lack of a better term, insane. And just literally flies in the face of what it was created to do. Most people don't even, I think about this, but when the country was founded, there was no Department of Justice. The Department of Justice was actually created during Reconstruction to enforce the rules and the laws on behalf of the people. Well, Norm, now you've got a Department of Justice that is now operating in the way in which that Michael Feinberg's, Justice Support Network is operating. You have a Department of Justice that is operating very hostile to the people and in service of, it seems, one man, the President of the United States. And so I think that your lawsuits serve a number of purposes. One, to get at what is legal and what is not. But also, I think it puts people on notice. Again, these folks, this government, this Trump administration, they believe they can do whatever they want, and they are literally daring people to do something about it. And the lawsuits are one way in which folks are doing something about it. The Kennedy Center, shout out to Joyce Beatty, okay? Because she fought them with your help, and for now, she won.
She is one of my favorite clients because that lady is courageous. They tried to shut her up. She came to us at the Democracy Defenders because they tried to shut her up when they were renaming the center. She was on Zoom. They turned her sound off. Well, that's illegal to rename the Kennedy Center. Congress named it, not Donald Trump. And then they didn't want her to participate fully in the decision on the closure. We went to court. We got an order, and she went in the belly of the beast to the White House where Donald Trump was having that meeting, and she confronted him. And now the court has backed her up. The renaming is illegal. The closure cannot proceed as Donald Trump has ordered. And together with representing those 35 federal judges on Friday afternoon who got the Judge Williams in Florida to reopen the investigation into this $1.8 billion fund. What we've been talking about, guys, together for the past 16 months is starting to happen now. The pushback is stronger than the authoritarian surge of Donald Trump. And he just better look over to Hungary, to what happens when you take money from the people. That's $1.8 billion that could be used to lower our gas prices, to help pay for our groceries, our health care. You're going to take that and so much more away for the people? They don't want that. It's making the cost too high, and a lot of very unhappy people with this authoritarian regime.
And I'm sorry.
No,
I was just going to say, Mr. Eisen just made the case that I was saying last week about how you link that corruption theme to the personal economy of individuals out there who are just trying to make it from one moment to the next. And they look up and they see the government spending $400 million, which was once $100 million, by the way, for a ballroom nobody asked for nor needs. And now we're at $1.8 billion for this slush fund to fund his family. That's it. And maybe some folks get a little piece on the side, but I digress. Go ahead.
It's notable to me that the legal devolution that you just spelled out is happening during the period where Todd Blanche is auditioning to become the permanent attorney general. Also notable that there were Trump attorneys on both sides of this deal. His former personal attorney representing the government ostensibly in this deal. How does this all play out for Todd Blanche?
Well, so I want to be clear about something when we say Todd Blanche represents the government. When any employee of the Justice Department goes before the bench in court, they say representing the people of the United States, not representing the government.
Yep.
And in this case, that is a drastic difference. But look, Todd Blanche isn't the only personal lawyer of Trump who was involved in this. The reporting shows that Boris Epshteyn was too, and a number of other players.
You mean Judge Epstein now? Is Boris Epshteyn a judge? Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's the other personal lawyer that was promoted. There's so many in the government.
Yes. Well, look, you serve Trump in a criminal trial, you get a sinecure with the government. That's how it works, just like in medieval times.
Right.
So, but despite, maybe because of all of Trump's lawyers being personally involved, they're losing these cases. I can't remember a moment in my entire career in the FBI where DOJ would go before a grand jury and get multiple no true bills. I can't remember a moment where they would take cases as U.S. Attorney Pirro has said she would, in contravention of DOJ's own justice manual, where she will take cases that she doesn't know she can win.
But that's because your analysis is from before times. Your analysis is from before times where you brought the cases because you were actually concerned with the outcome, where they are so concerned with the process. And the AG is being evaluated not on success, but on a willingness to carry water.
When I went to court in the Kennedy Center case, sitting there with Joyce Beatty and my wonderful co-counsel Nathaniel Zelinsky, we argued together, and I got up to explain to the court why Congress named it the Kennedy Center, and you can't change it. And then the lawyers for the Department of Justice had to get up and explain why I brought a pile of statutes up there. Kennedy Center, Kennedy Center, Kennedy Center. They had to explain, and it was painful. I felt sorry to see what Donald Trump was doing to these once respectable institutions, to make them twist into knots to defend his illegalities and the corruption. And he is stealing from the people, Michael.
Bottom line, stealing from the people, Simone.
The Justice Department was created to protect the rule of law, not the President of the United States.